Why is it that so many absolutely brilliant ideas just die inside big companies? It's a huge frustration for so many people, but it really doesn't have to be that way. Today, we're going to talk about unlocking that hidden startup energy that's already inside so many established organizations so they can innovate and really truly thrive.
Nolan Bushnell, the guy who founded Atari, totally hit the nail on the head with this. See, innovation isn't just about dreaming up cool stuff. It's about doing it. And when you're inside a big company, that gap between having a fantastic idea and actually getting it done can feel like a massive canyon.
And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? The very rules and processes that were created to keep things stable can end up becoming this corporate cage. Bureaucracy, red tape, a fear of change, it all inadvertently traps the exact kind of innovation a company needs to survive and grow. So how in the world do you break out of that cage without, tearing down the entire company? Well, you find the key. And that key is a very special kind of person who is probably already on your payroll. They're called the intrapreneur. So what is intrapreneurship? It's actually a pretty simple idea. It's all about acting like an entrepreneur, but inside a large organization. It's about taking that startup drive, that creativity, and using it to build something new on the foundation of what's already there. Okay, so what makes up the DNA of one of these entrepreneurs? Well, it's not just one thing. It's this really unique blend of different traits that come together to create this powerful engine for change from within. Let's break down some of the most important ones. Let's zoom in on that DNA a little bit. First off, they are moderate risk takers. We're not talking about wild gamblers here. These folks are strategic. They calculate the odds. They're also just relentless problem solvers. A roadblock to them is just a puzzle, not a dead end. And this is a big one. They're autonomous. They've got this internal motor that just drives them forward, no constant hand-holding needed. But look, just finding these people, that's only half the battle. You have to build the right kind of environment for them to actually succeed. This isn't about one person working in a vacuum. It's about creating an innovation engine for the entire company. And for that engine to really run smoothly, the whole company culture needs to get on board. It really breaks down into 5 key areas. You've got to give people real autonomy. Let them champion their own projects. You need a serious commitment to R&D and new ideas, and the proactiveness to get ahead of trends, not just follow them. Then you add in a healthy dose of competitive aggressiveness and a smart, calculated approach to risk-taking, and bam, you've got the right environment. And this all comes together in something called the success loop. It's this incredibly powerful, self-reinforcing cycle. It works like this. Management support leads to employee autonomy. That freedom, backed up by real rewards and the time to actually innovate, leads to success. And guess what? That success encourages even more management support. The loop just keeps feeding itself, creating a true culture of innovation. Okay, so we've got the right people, and we've got the right system in place, but here's where things get really, really interesting. The goal isn't to make everyone an entrepreneur. It's actually about creating a balanced ecosystem with a bunch of different roles. So this is the key insight right here. Innovation is not a solo sport. It absolutely thrives when you have a mix of different skills and different mindsets. You need your dreamers, you need your planners, and you need your doers, all working together. Everybody has a crucial part to play. First up, let's talk about the shakers. These are your visionaries, your trailblazers. They're the ones who are always asking, what if or why not? They live to challenge the status quo. And yeah, that might create a little chaos now and then, but that kind of out-of-the-box thinking is where every real breakthrough starts. Next, you have the movers. Now, these people are brilliant translators. They can take those wild, visionary ideas from the shakers and somehow turn them into a concrete, workable plan. They're the ones who build the bridge from what if to here's how. And then you have the housekeepers. Honestly, these are the absolute backbone of the company. They master the processes and procedures. They take the plans from the movers and just execute them with precision. They keep the core business running like a well-oiled machine, which is so critical for stability while all this innovation is happening. And finally, there are the lifers. This group kind of represents the status quo, that organizational inertia. Now, it's important to say these aren't bad people, but they are generally pretty resistant to change. The real challenge for the shakers and the movers is to overcome that powerful inertia and bring this group along for the ride. So the most important thing here is balance. A healthy, innovative ecosystem might look something like this. About 10% shakers dreaming up the future,
40% movers building the roadmaps to get there, and 50% housekeepers expertly driving the organization forward every single day. It's that specific blend that creates innovation that can actually last. All right, let's bring all this home. Let's think about what this means for you, right where you are, right now. I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is that corporate innovation isn't some kind of mysterious accident. It's a deliberate strategy. It's all about designing a system that nurtures different kinds of talent and empowers them to work together effectively. It's more like architecture than it is like magic.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Looking at these roles, which one are you? Are you a shaker, a mover, or a housekeeper? And maybe even more importantly, what role does your company need you to step into right now to help unlock that startup that's hiding inside?